I mean, that was like I said. That's for me. That's what makes all this pre stuff before the movie comes out. That's what makes it 100 times more exciting.
Yeah. I what I wanted to know, Ben, is what got you into to Transformers? Like, what was the first thing you saw? Like the first cartoons that you saw that got you into Transformers?
Um, Oof, God. Well, I used to watch. I couldn't tell you any details about the series. I think it was Armada.
Armada.
Uh,
Okay. I never saw that.
I probably didn't pay any attention to it. Um, I mean, I watched that some mornings before I went to school, but like I said, I wasn't a fan at all really. Then, I don't honestly. I'd say the 2007 movie got me into
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, just like me, that got me back into it.
yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm a little bit older than you, so I grew up with G1, and then I didn't watch Beast Wars, but I loved Robots in Disguise, which came out in 2000. But it was the movies that really got me back excited because I was a Michael Bay fan. I like Bad Boys. I like The Rock. I like Armageddon, right? So
yeah.
it was definitely the movie that got me all crazy about this Transformers craziness.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I liked our idea. I used to watch that every day when I come in from school. Yeah, it was years ago. They put it on the same channel, but it's and I actually really got into that. I thought it was a good series.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I was aware of G1. My brothers used to watch because they're older than me. Obviously, they used to watch the hell out of that stuff. But that's why I really like the movies because it sort of gave the younger fans their own G1,
Yeah.
if you will.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree.
And obviously now I'm a huge fan of Transformers Prime. That's I just think, well, I've said it. I said it in my video, my last video. I said it was better than, in my opinion, than the films. In my opinion.
No, I agree. The story is definitely, um, it really captures the essence of both G1 and the movies. It combines the best of both worlds and it packages it into something that can be appreciated by both fans. The fans of the movies, the fans of G1. So I think it's a great a series.
Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself. And you can't go wrong with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker as
Yeah,
Optimus and Megatron.
exactly.
And I mean, I mean, there are some huge names in that do this that are in that series. I mean, Tony Todd, out of The Rock, he voices one of the characters in season two. So I mean, they managed to get some huge names for it, and like I said, it's like I said in my last video. I think there might be some inspirations in the new film from Transformers Prime, but I'm not sure.
I don't even think that we have to think about it. I think there is totally.
Oh, do you?
Because I think that Michael Bay, when talking to Brian Goldner, the CEO of Hasbro rather, he was asking him, or rather the other way around. Well, they were talking about how they can make it different. While the first three movies, the first trilogy, was based off of G1, not based off G1, but G1 was the foundation of the movies because of the characters. But I think that for this brand new trilogy, Transformers 4, 5, and 6, they need to draw their inspiration from somewhere, and they don't want to repeat what they did with the trilogy, the first trilogy. So
Yeah.
what they're going to do is maybe Brian Goldner suggests this. Well, we're currently showing a series called Transformers Prime. Why don't you watch it and see what you like about it? And then what I personally think is that he took concepts from that, but he's not going to take the names of the new characters. Instead, what he's going to do is he takes the concepts like the character designs, and just put G1 names on those characters. That's what I think he's going to do. For example, Hound. Hound looks like Bulkhead, okay? Or no, Hound doesn't look like Bulkhead. We think that Hound could be Bulkhead because of the vehicle mode, but it's actually Hound, which is a G1 character, right? So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with that as well. It's well, that was my first thought when I saw that vehicle mode. I thought
Yeah,
that's Bulkhead. Yeah, it's and it makes sense because I mean I never really watched animated, but I know that's where Bulkhead started from,
yeah,
and I could totally see that inspiration coming through.
mm-hmm.
It just seemed like Michael Bay's mindset, then he would have just gone, well, I've seen this guy in that Transformers Prime series, and he totally just wrecks stuff. I can like do so much with that character.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
He's a very strong, muscular type of character, and with Ironhide gone because he was killed in Dark to the Moon. Well, they need a guy to be the muscle for the team. Like every team has to have a big guy.
yeah, I think that's going to be Hound as well. In the film, I think that's what Hound's role will be.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you know, we've seen a lot of reveals over the past 2 weeks now, I'd say.
Now, officially 7 Autobots.
7, yeah, exactly. I mean, that is, I didn't expect to see that many.
Yeah, I expected 6 maximum, but you know, with the inclusion of the ambulance, which we don't know who it is yet, that's 7 Autobots.
I am completely baffled by that ambulance. I don't know whether it'll be a character or if it's just there on set or.
It's got to be a character because you know the first photo, which included him. There's no reason why they would include like an ambulance in the back.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a character. A lot of people have speculated it could be Ratchet again.
If they decided to make it Ratchet, it still would make sense because I think that an ambulance is a very distinct type of vehicle. And if they decided to make it a different character, like slap on a different character name, but also still keep the same alt mode as Ratchet, which is an ambulance. Of course, it's a different type of ambulance, but still, at the end of the day, it's still an ambulance. I think it's kind of weird if they change the character. If they decide to do that, so be it. But I just think it's a little odd should they decide to, let's bring in a new character, but let's give him the same alt mode as Ratchet, you know, which is an ambulance.
Yeah,
there's a huge physical difference because the Ratchet was a modified Hummer emergency response vehicle, and this is a full-on ambulance, right? So it looks different, but it's still an ambulance.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I thought it might be Red Alert. Just at the movie, yeah, because obviously in G1 he was like this. Well, we've seen.
Sounds very appropriate for that ambulance.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen in G1 he was exactly the same as like Sideswipe, and we've seen that with the Masterpiece. But
yeah.
This is the live action universe, and they can do whatever they want with them.
Exactly. Now there was a possibility that it could First Aid. He's one of the Protectobots from G1.
Oh yeah.
And that's highly possible.
Yeah, it's definitely it could be it could be just a character that we've never heard of before.
Oh yeah, exactly. Michael Bay can just put on like a completely, you know, like something that he just thought of and say like, oh, that's a cool name. Let's give it to him. And I don't really have a problem with that because once again, this is the live action universe, and they can create new characters as they go along, and you know, and it's gonna come out as a toy, and you know, we're gonna appreciate it as a toy, hoping it's gonna be a good toy, but still, that's what you know, this whole thing is all about. It's about